Enra na parliament de brutal because Enra speaker emergency recall etoja ema two sides no leaders Afenyo marking any outgoing majority leader Muhammad Yarga omo the welcome address etoja na Afenyo marking the welcome address no ana obe reveal say Sammy Gyamfi any one Erica J obe see womo abusiafo na me full details my intercepted document bi amount Afenyo marking SCK together with other release they made me catch say 50 million Ghana cedis. Sikana matudino. Sikana matudino. Can it sikana 150 billion? I can release na o sikino. Abusiafo. Na Speaker of Parliament and confirm say minority ni move. Say omo pese e establish ad hoc committee no mu looking into gold board issues no. Speaker say obe consider obe jetum. Speaker say obe jetum. Then you know ana Agalga incoming majority leader ko PM or join the conference what is Sammy Gyamfi din komo wakase ndi akere no bisafo sasem ne bon obe feel brutal Sammy Gyamfi na ne adi the content ni na brem right here on Sokato Show. Make sure to subscribe and turn your bell notification icon video no drop here once ebeka feel free to leave your comment in the comment section. Make sure link no na foforo anya bi ahwe Lele Flower Green Clean Solution Center. Upe clinic company. Papa Pama be preference you. Office you fee honum church bank institution. I'm how come I'm sure friend number stay good screen is what it. Kakrabi be joni be try you pull at the amount. Back home access.com about Ghana for more money. Who sit down Ghana and say who your business or Ghana how person kota sa. Who the entity to be share. Yeah professional group. Yeah register yam kwade who to me the free. Never share say be ko site one where you come on create at the actual. More pictures, videos, just some reports. I to log on to backhomeaccess.com. Place your request necessary. Hey? Me Afenyo marking any Sammy Gyamfi issue shall say me the can be can say maintain say Afenyo marking one person the issue no ebe court because one fan go court in an attempt to clear his name. It could have crashed his political career. Hey? Ghana had him say oh you can't throttle so no am you one no timbe no kre enti ye fa say assembly Sammy Gyamfi ka no e wonyina so eni nyina so the more ye kan no na manfo gidi. And the back of Afenyo marking I'm holding my normal say church was away or extortionist. So personally, I'm glad as a OCK legal redress. Sammy Gyamfi crumble so no way. One what they can become so Afenyo marking a Bema on trial. It's interesting times ahead. But I will say show screen so release now Afenyo marking ACK general damages for libel, aggravated damages, exemplary damages, and order directing the defendants to publish a full unconditional and unequivocal retraction of defamatory statements, and order directing the defendants to publish a full unconditional and unequivocal public apology to the plaintiff. Eti Afenyo marking a demand. There's a court in share the defendants, and in this case, Erica J, Sammy Gyamfi, Multimedia, and of course Peace FM. Abusiafo, omu issue public apology, no most withdraw, and some of my kafa on Afenyo marking hunyina, and order directing the retraction and apology to be published and or broadcast with substantially the same prominence and reach as the original publication. The more patch we are platforms so no some kujina ko kasa. I'm making sure say I'm broadcasting or apology no. I'm gonna question say na more allegation and also question na. I mean kutwaswe. And order directing the defendants to cause the retraction and apology to be broadcast on Joy News and published on the relevant electronic and social media platforms through which the defamatory publication was disseminated. Sorry. It is said America Kachano. Joy News ka ho nti obo say court no share Joy News. Apology ne sa na mani nyina omo publish on Joy News no omo social media platforms na omo sam publish it. Interesting times ahead. Now, an order of perpetual injunction has an interest in the war, restraining the defendants, their servants, agents, assigns, and or any persons acting under their authority for further publishing the defamatory words or any words to the same or substantially similar effect concerning the plaintiff. Enti Afenyo marking demand said court no enhye Sammy Gyamfi Erica J na pamfo say omunko jena ba bi nkaka biem ese wo extortionist. Cost including legal cost and others, cost of 50 million Ghana cedis as compensation thereof. That is the Afenyo marking a demand, and I said OCK 50 million Ghana cedis as part of the release. 50 million Ghana cedis, what do you call connected to 150 billion. Abusia and yesika kotwa. Now, the only say, and no copy of Parliament, when you can Afenyo marking statement, bro. But the Speaker of Parliament, Kasimbi, striking me, looks like Sammy Gyamfi about Parliament and pa. Sammy Gyamfi got publicly, or Kase or Person Parliament, no go floor MPP for no, especially Afenyo marking, because you're upon Chroma and Abno say, sorry. And then the Speaker say, hey, or consider some minority motion say or more establish an ad hoc committee no more looking into gold board issues. And then never me Sammy Gyamfi about Parliamentary or budgetum.
I can only say a few words on one thing mentioned by the minority leader, which has to do with the motion they have filed, which was received in my office on the 21st of August, 2026, just 3 days ago. 3 days ago that it got to my office. I have gone through the motion myself, and I intend to admit the motion because we have to at least have an end to litigation. As to whether it's a loss or it's a cost, this House will have the opportunity to go through it. And please, Ghanaians are very intelligent people. They will listen, they will read in between the lines, and they will make their decisions. But it's not proper for us to try to cover up anything. We are now part of the Open Governance Partnership, and we have opened our parliament beyond any other parliament in Africa. And so this is one of the things that, from listening to both sides, not only in the House, even outside the House, both sides are willing to engage and to explain themselves. And I don't think that the Speaker will be the one that will stand on the way of the country. So I intend to do so. But let me also draw the attention of the House to the fact that under our rules, our standing orders, the House, through its members, can also request a recall of Parliament. It's under our rules. If you read Order 59, Rule 2 and 3, it's very clear there. And that is when Parliament is on recess, not when Parliament is sitting. So please, that opportunity is there for members, but I will only do so in consultation with the leadership of the House. That is also clear in the standing orders. And so when you request, I have to call your leaders, discuss with them. If we are ad idem, then I'll recall the House. And that time, it could be done within 3 or 4 days, not as I have done in this case, almost a notice of 2 weeks. And so please, this is not a matter that can be considered within this 1 week, because we are now sitting, and the notice has come.
And the Speaker of Parliament, Abam Babin, and I'm Moteninkan. Owe Anna incoming majority leader, James Agalga, and Roko PM or Joy News on the advancements of PM Express. Oko PM was here, or this Sammy Gyamfi Abonkomo. Sammy Gyamfi said he is always the need judge about Parliament. No, Agalga or strategy is say MPP who will catch them. Most in MPP for minority filing. Omo issue almost started move from 2025. Was it there be on Tiasia da? I was here started from time I established PMMC. Aha! It is from 2023 and 2022 but now. I'm recording losses. It 2022 also a shame, 2023 also a shame, and 2024 also a shame. And never me a who losses will be interesting times ahead. Cotier, majority leader, James Agalga.
Today came up. In fact, Afenyo marking when he spoke to speak, devoted a lot of time to talk about that. The minority's motion for an ad hoc committee to probe the losses as far as the gold trading scheme is concerned, and it's and whose loss is it, and whether it's a loss or cost, whatever it is. First of all, the Speaker said today that he's not going to stand in the way. He didn't tell us categorically if he's admitted the motion.
Yes.
Must he admit the motion, and will your side support it?
So, Evans, first of all, I have had discussions with Mr. Sammy Gyamfi, the CEO of the Gold Board. I have had the opportunity to peruse very important documents which are relevant to the discourse on whether or not Gold Board incurred losses and all that. And I can tell you on authority that the Gold Board will relish any opportunity created for the issues that have come up over the period to be interrogated. So they are ready. They are not running away from accountability. And why should they even run away from accountability? All the issues that have come up, okay, you have an Auditor General's report dated 2025. No single adverse finding in that report was made against the Gold Board. We are talking about the Auditor General. The Auditor General. Okay? You have an IMF report which does not mention Gold Board. Right? And you need to interrogate the matters. I've seen an agreement between the now defunct Precious Minerals Marketing Company and the Bank of Ghana dated 2023. Which agreement has provisions which deals with costs associated with the domestic gold purchase program, which started under the previous regime. Those clauses and provisions in that particular agreement are binding as we speak. So, costs.
But how is that binding? I mean,
it's binding because the Gold Board, Gold Board is the successor agency to the Precious.
Is a creation of law.
Yes.
Quite distinct from what created PMMC.
Yeah, you know.
It's completely defined.
Yeah, so in law, normally for instance, if it's a legal entity, like whether it's a statutory body, it has perpetual succession and all that. So in this particular instance, the successor body to the Gold Board or its predecessor is the Precious, PMMC, right?
Yeah.
So the transitional provision states categorically that all the assets and liabilities of the defunct Precious Minerals Marketing Company have now been taken over by the Gold Board. In fact, the agreement I alluded to, which is dated 2023, there is an addendum which additionally states that the Gold Board has now become the successor body to the defunct Precious Minerals Marketing Company. And in that agreement, it is very clear. Costs associated with the gold purchase transactions, such as what? Security, insurance, assay, smelting, etc. When you smelt, you can't have the same quantity of gold because you are determining purity and all that. Who bears the cost? Remember, the Gold Board is an agent of the Bank of Ghana. The principal must pay for the cost. Gold Board itself has never incurred losses. On the contrary, they have made a surplus, huge, in the region of 4 billion plus, thereabout. And that is captured in the Auditor General's report. So, Evans, I can understand why Gold Board is saying that they are ready to account to the people of this country. Maybe what we need to do is probably to extend the scope of the probe. Because, you see, the domestic gold purchase program started as far back as 2021. Were there costs associated with the purchase of gold borne by the Bank of Ghana? Yes, in the IMF report, they state categorically that 400 million was lost as a result of the domestic gold purchase program, which was designed to shore up our currency, the performance of our currency against the dollar. It was a deliberate government policy. So we had to spend money, the Bank of Ghana had to spend money to achieve those objectives, right? So today nothing has changed. The IMF report itself says the only thing which has changed is that under this government we have scaled up the domestic gold purchase program as compared to its scale under the previous administration.
So you want to extend the time.
I mean, those are the proposals so that you can have a global picture.
So you're not limited, because from what I understand, this motion that has been submitted by the minority focuses on 2025. Correct?
Yes. Yes. So in order for you to have a global picture of what has happened over the period, I mean, it's important for you to go down memory lane to ascertain for yourself what the practices were. So is it the case that at that time, 2021, the precious minerals marketing company bought the DOR, or they call it Dory gold, whatever it is called, that's the raw gold, using Forex Bureau rates as opposed to the Bank of Ghana rate, which in itself would definitely account for some losses, right? Because the prevailing Bank of Ghana rates, when you compare those to the Forex Bureau rates, they can never be the same. There are differences. So who bears the costs associated with those differentials? So you want to find out whether that was the practice at the time and whether that is the practice today.
So basically,
so that we can make an informed decision.
So as the incoming majority leader, you'll be insisting that the time frame, as far as this probe is concerned, it must be extended to the commencement of
because Evans, if
domestic gold purchase program.
Look, if you want us to interrogate matters properly, you do a holistic investigation, right? If you limit your investigation when in actual fact we are talking about an agreement which is still in force, and I have copies, which hasn't been terminated, the days back to 2023, that agreement that I've seen between the Precious Minerals Marketing Company and the Bank of Ghana, which is still in force, and you limit the scope to only 2025, you'll be doing a grave disservice to the people of this country. So let us bring all the issues to the fore, investigate the matters thoroughly, and whatever findings we make, the people of this country can be properly guided.
Do you also accept the vehicle that the minority side is proposing for this particular probe, which is an ad hoc committee?
So they're receiving a problem there. You see, like I said, we already have the Auditor General's report. No adverse findings were made. If the adverse findings had been made, I'm sure the matter would immediately have been referred to the Public Accounts Committee in Parliament. So already there is a committee that can deal with those matters. But we leave these matters to the Right Honourable Speaker, who is very experienced.
No, but you must have a say in this matter.
We do, but consensus. Of course, if the directive, you see,
but you must have a position on that.
At this point, so if you ask
would you submit to the ad hoc committee?
If you ask me, I would even tell you that all the issues that have so far come up, right, you can find answers to all the questions that have already been raised. One in the Auditor General's report, which is there. It's dated 2025. The accounts expenditure of the Gold Board was carefully audited, and there is a report. Now, you also have the agreement between the Precious Minerals Marketing Company and the Bank of Ghana, which is dated 2023, together with its addendum, I think, which is dated 2025. Those documents are there, as well as the IMF report itself. So all the answers that have been, questions that have been, you find answers in those documents. But you see, in order to satisfy the curiosity of the minority, look, an ad hoc committee can be established. If Mr. Speaker is of the view that let the Public Accounts Committee deal with the matter and finish the House with a report, so be it.
So you don't have a preference on how you arrive at the facts?
No.
The only thing you're insisting is that extend the time frame to
Absolutely.
the beginning of the domestic gold purchase
Absolutely.
program.
Ever as I've read the agreements, all the documents that are relevant to this particular subject, I have read. And I'm very clear in my mind. So, in order not to appear as though the Gold Board has something to hide, I think that the matter should be probed. But in doing so, let us expand the scope so that we don't suppress anything. Let all the issues come to the fore. Let's find answers to all the issues. Let's find out why, for instance, the Bank of Ghana, decided that it was important to, for instance, absorb the costs associated with the application of Forest Bureau rates in the purchase of gold as opposed to the Bank of Ghana rates. The issues are quite clear. I mean, if you did that, the small-scale miners would prefer to smuggle their gold so that they can have higher value for their gold. We'd also want to establish for ourselves what dividends we have so far reaped. We are talking about creating reserves amounting to, is it 13 billion from 8 billion within the space of 1.5 years? We're talking about the stabilization of our currency. Inflation is down as a result. We're now talking about single-digit inflation. I mean, there is costs associated with stability. Some other regime tried it. It didn't work, maybe because the scale was a bit lower than what we're seeing now. Today, we're enjoying a lot of stability. We are rated as the, is it 8th or 9th strongest economy in Africa. We've overtaken Ivory Coast again. Previously, Ivory Coast had overtaken us. Now we've overtaken Ivory Coast. The stability we are witnessing now, right, is as a result of what? Innovative thinking. And the Gold Board has been the tool that we have deployed to achieve those results.
How quickly do you want the probe now? You seem to be
as early as possible. As early as possible. As early as possible. The minority has called for it. And we think that, look, once they've called, if you were to ask me personally, I should think that all the questions they have raised, you can find answers in the Auditor General's report, the agreements I have alluded to, and even the IMF report itself. You can find answers in those documents. But let's satisfy the curiosity of all. So the matters are put beyond doubt.
Related to that, today the minority leader was on the floor. He has been accused by Sammy Gyamfi of extortion. He said on the floor today, categorically denying it, and talks about the fact that he's been defamed. He feels very, very aggrieved. Do you sympathize?
Well, the issues have been raised. I think it started with the minority leader holding a press conference. One thing led to the other. Some other allegations were made. Now, I do not want to delve into the merits or otherwise of the allegations made because the minority leader hinted that he had actually initiated some suits, in respect of this same matter. And therefore, as a lawyer, I would not want to delve into the merits. But be that as it may, I think that I am also aware that some individuals have petitioned some state.
They petitioned the OSB. OSB actually today has acknowledged and has begun preliminary investigation.
So all these matters are pending. And therefore, I think that the appropriate institutions of state, law enforcement, etc., their powers have been invoked. So I think that we should wait and see let's adopt a wait and see approach. And, you know, at the end of the day, I think that the parties involved in one way or the other, some may be found liable or culpable depending on the outcomes. You know, so for now, I think that we need to allow cool heads to prevail. Let there be a ceasefire for now, because, for instance, the minority leader has gone to court in an attempt to vindicate his rights. Some others have also petitioned state agencies. So let's see, when invitations are extended to the parties involved, they may unravel certain things that should be of interest to all of us. But for now, I will call for calm, and that there should be a ceasefire so that the agencies of state, the courts, can have the peace of mind.
But what about the fact that
work?
This accusation is so serious? It's against a very important office in Parliament, the office of the minority leader, and his person. It drags the entire Parliament into disrepute. And remember, this, you have to put it in context. This is a Parliament that has many years been suspected of being corrupt. In fact, the current Speaker of Parliament, and you've student of politics, you've been in Parliament for so long now, that he himself was on record years back, having asserted that the MPs are corrupt. He became very controversial. Then you have a sitting minority leader being accused of extortion. We don't feel this is an indictment on Parliament itself if it's not taking this seriously and leaving it to him to vindicate his personal rights. What about Parliament itself looking into these allegations?
Well, Evans, it's quite disturbing, to be very frank with you. So those allegations carry a lot of weight. I guess that is why the minority leader himself has found it necessary to take out writs before the law courts.
But should Parliament also look into it?
Parliament itself,
as an institution,
has been drawn into the matter because the petition I've seen...
There's a copy to the Speaker.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure whether Mr. Speaker has been officially served. But knowing who Mr. Speaker is, I would have no doubts at all that once he gets hold of a petition of that sort.
Enti incoming majority leader James Agalga na busuafo moten in kan assembly about the brutal. But personally, I think I am satisfied with the turn of events. Mania just say Afenyo marking episode seeking legal redress because and never me who no create through do OSP say no be me indication say obehwe ensemimu. Sammy Gyamfi allegation na ano hye. So obe describe a whole minority leader so why extortion Charlie emodu. Eti me tie sa Afenyo mark yi na ni say mfa ho mfa ne ho a anka me ngwa papa. Erica J. Ametro Facebook said, hey, World War II. Erica J. Anyway, if you actually because we are quite important, and you can be careful. What I say, it will be the program on AC and to be the big one itself. Nana Kojo Janta, Mobile Technical, so Katwa Show, most of for Steve Zandonier. Bye bye.